Hey friends, Josh Lozada here. Hope you guys are doing well. So I get asked often, what do I do when I'm not home in a studio or in a practice space where I'm able to plug in my bass into an amplifier and a cabinet and really just kind of get some practice time in. So I wanted to talk about three of the things that I use personally when I'm on the road, whether it be in the hotel room, on a bus, in a van, in the green room, or I just want to practice silently. I could be in the living room watching TV with the family, and I want to get some practice time in. What can I do? What can I use so that I can do it silently, not bother anybody, but still get really great audio and truly inspired when you're playing, because it really does make a difference when your bass sounds good, when the music that you're listening to sound good. So here are some of the tools that you're going to need that I use. They don't have to be the exact same thing, but number one, you'll need a set of headphones. So whether they're a set of over the ear headphones like these, or a set of in-ear monitors like these, whether custom or universal, you'll need something so that you can isolate your hearing with. All right, so you'll need that. You'll definitely need an instrument cable, and so one of the instrument cables that I was just put onto, and it actually works perfectly for exactly this type of setting, is this coil cable from MXR. This cable is extremely well built. Great connectors, gold connectors, and it actually stretches out to 15 feet. But this is great for practice time. I mean, if you're using a standard instrument cable, it could get coiled up. It could get wrapped in and around other cables, and it could be a tripping hazard. I mean, it kind of gets in the way sometimes. So using a coil cable like this is a great option, right? So you'll need a cable. You'll need your headphones, and you'll also need an auxiliary cable, 1/8-inch auxiliary cable, to either with a USB-C end or a Lightning end if you're using some of the older Apple products. But it has a 1/8-inch connector, male connector on one side, and the Lightning pin on the other side. And then the ones that I'm using, because I have the newer iPhones and the iPads, are the USB-C connectors. Okay, so those are kind of your standard musts. Now, here are the different options that you can use. One of the options that I've used in the past, and I'll use whenever I need to, is just the amplifier, the power amplifier. This is an amplifier. This is the T900 from Eisch Amplification. It's a great company out in Germany. This is actually, I think it's under 5 pounds. Quite frankly, 900 watts into 4 ohms. This thing is amazingly powerful. This thing can power the biggest of cabs, and it has, and it's done it like a champ. So this is a great lightweight option, great portable amplifier for your general gigging purposes. But it also comes with some additional features that a lot of amp companies, this is not just Eisch that does this, especially with the smaller lightweight Class D amplifiers. They'll include some connections for a headphone and an 1/8-inch auxiliary input as well. So some of them have it on the front face of the amplifier, others have them on the back. Doesn't matter. The functionality is still the same. So what you would essentially do is you would plug in your IEC cable into the wall so you can power this thing. You'll take your set of headphones and you'll plug in your 1/8-inch into the headphone connector on the amplifier, and then you'll take your auxiliary cable, plug in the 1/8-inch into the auxiliary input of the amp, and then on the opposite end, you're going to plug in your phone or your iPad. So now you're getting audio into the amplifier. Okay. Next, you'll take your instrument cable, plug it into the input of your amplifier, and the opposite end, obviously, into your instrument. And now you're able to listen to your instrument, listen to the music that you're playing from your Apple device or your iPad, or your Samsung. It doesn't matter. It could be a Droid device. It's not specific to anything. Whatever device you're using to play audio, you can run it in with an auxiliary cable like the 1/8-inch cable that we were just shown. Okay, and then one of the added features is that while you're playing your bass, you get the full functionality of the EQ section of the amplifier. So now you can tailor your sound, you can tailor your EQ however you'd like, for your practice time. Okay, and you're getting great audio and while you're doing it. So very, very easy tool to use. Now, sometimes working with something like an amplifier is not feasible. Maybe you don't want to travel with it, or you can't travel with it. You need something a little smaller, something a lot lighter, probably. I was now I'll introduce you to this thing, which I was introduced to a number of years ago. This is the Phil Jones bass Big Head. Phil Jones bass Big Head. This is a practice amplifier, again with the same exact features of the Ice amplifier, just in a lot smaller package and a lot lighter package. This has a lithium battery in it. So, a pro tip for you guys: those of you who are traveling on planes, you do not want to check this item into your checked baggage and have it placed underneath the plane, because TSA will find it, will take it from you, and you will not see it. So, lithium batteries do not travel well in the belly of airplanes. So, whenever you travel with something like this with a lithium battery, you always carry it in your backpack or in your carry-on luggage and take it with you on the plane, so that you can end up with it when you finally reach your destination. All right. So exactly the same thing. We're doing the exact same thing here. We're plugging our quarter-inch instrument cable into it. The back of this is the auxiliary cable as well. So you plug in your aux cable that gets plugged into your phone or your iPad or whatever device you're using, and then you're going to plug in your headphones into the front panel of this thing. And so now you're practicing silently with great tone, with great sound. Additionally, this has a gain, a volume, independent gain, independent volume, bass and treble. So now you can also tailor your tone, your bass tone, to whatever your needs are. All right, and you're not bothering anybody. This is super lightweight. It's a small package. It's actually smaller than my phone. The iPhone is larger than this thing. So this is a great option. And then thirdly, one of my favorite devices that I love to use, especially in these recent years where ampless stages have become all the rage and all the rave, is this device called the Backbeat. This is a vibrating rumble pack, if you will. You attach it to the straps of your bass or your guitar, and you plug in your instrument, and you can feel every single note that you're playing. So as you're playing, it's kind of like you have the speaker cabinet at your back, pushing all that air. You get that exact feeling with this Backbeat, which is phenomenal. I love this thing. Using in-ear monitors, you get a good mix of the band. You hear everything really well. Now you can feel it. It's kind of like standing on the sub of the front of house speakers. Great little device. So this is actually doing pretty much the same thing as the Big Head, but this has a rumble feature. So I can also practice while I have the rumble feature engaged. Okay, I'm doing the same thing. I'm plugging in my instrument cable into the device. I'm plugging in the auxiliary cable into the auxiliary input, and I'm plugging in my headphones into the headphone jack on this as well. So now I'm completely silent. And in addition, I have some additional features. There's some modes on here, so I can control the input level of the instrument itself. I can also control how much of the audio is coming into the headphones, and then in another mode, I can control how much audio is coming in from the device that I'm using to play music, whether my iPhone, iPad, or whatever device that I'm using for the music playback. So those are three of the options that I personally use whenever I want to practice silently. These are great devices. Different stroke for different folks. There's no right or wrong way. But I'm interested. What do you guys think? What are you guys using? Is there anything else out there that you guys use to kind of practice silently? Is there something that maybe I'm not using the full functionality of some of these devices and how to better utilize these things? Let me know. It would be great little conversation. You definitely comment down below. And please, again, don't forget these devices that have lithium batteries in them. Do not check them in check baggage when you're flying on an airplane. Always carry them on. I already had version. This is version 2 of the Backbeat. Version 1 was accidentally left in my base case traveling one time, and when I got to my destination, it was removed. It was gone, and I will never see it again. So do yourself a favor. Don't do that. All right. Always carry anything with a lithium battery on with you on a plane. All right. So guys, if you haven't already done so, please hit the subscribe button. Hit the little bell so that you're notified of any time I upload any new content. I'm going to be doing more of these reviews and talking music and talking bass and talking musicians' life, all that good stuff. I'd love to share of my life experiences with all of you. So I appreciate it. Big hug to all of you guys. We'll see you on the next one.